Hi, good morning everyone. So find your place, your quiet place to do this session, and we're starting our warming section seated, but if you want to lay down for the first few minutes you're very welcome, or use a cushion or use a block if you're seated. So let's just, if we're seated, really feel our seat bones into the ground today. And if you're laying, open out your arms. That really helps the shoulders into the ground too. And we'll do a little bit of tense and relax today. So let's first of all scrunch up all the muscles in the face, lots of tension in the face. And let those go. Then draw the shoulders right up to the ears, lots of tension. And let those go. And then hands, let's spread the fingers. If you're laying on the ground, lift them just off the ground. Let those relax. Bring your attention now to your hips, to your bottom, to your thighs. Squeeze those really tight. And let those relax. And now spread out all your toes. And toes relax too. So then wherever you are, closing eyes. And now letting all those areas that we brought the tension and relaxation to, just to soften and relax. Start to follow your breath in and out of your nose. And just let everything slow down, quieten down. Can you hear the sound of your breath today? The gentle sound of the breath coming in through the nose and out through the nose. Just a very brief moment to let everything slow down, to check in with yourself before you start your practice today. So then taking some bigger breaths in, moving fingers, moving toes, stretching if that feels good. And if you're seated, drop your chin to your chest. If you're laying down, maybe roll your head side to side. And then just gradually open the eyes, maybe open and close them a few times before you keep them open. And then if you're laying down, come and sit up. So we're going to do 3 different warming exercises seated. You can try them cross-legged. At times I actually will bring my legs forward because I can get more movement out of it. So just adjust your legs as you need to. It might help if you sit on a cushion as well, so that you're sitting up taller. So the first one, it was just circling around, and you've done this in different variations with me before. Now, the difference I'm offering today is if you're happy cross-legged, you could hold knees. That gives you then a bit more sort of leverage to make your circles wider, bigger. So you could be there. I guess if you're here, you could also hold legs. So playing with those circles. And then when you're ready, changing direction, circling the other way. Hopefully feels quite nice in the hips. Warming the lower back. All right, so now sitting tall, bringing your hands just here to your shoulders. And first of all, we're just going to roll the shoulders back. And then roll the shoulders forward. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale and sweep them down. Coming back to this position, and you're going to see if you can turn. Now, I do really want you sitting up. I don't want you collapse turning here. That won't feel good. So really do adjust. Have legs bent if you need to. And keep going if you can. It's very warming, this one. It gets quite tiring on the arms. But keep going with those rotations. And then relax, just give those arms a shake. Now, this one might be where you want to change your legs if you haven't already. I want you to look at my upper back. So I'm drawing my chest in, rounding my upper back. And now I want to push my chest forward. So I actually am pulling on my legs a little bit. So I exhale round the back. And I inhale and I push forward. If you don't feel ready to do it, try legs there, because you're just a bit freer. You don't have to push on the knees. So see how you feel. See if you can keep shoulders down. Let's do one more. All right, well done. So coming to all fours now. Coming to wide knees. And let's bring one arm through and rest here. And then change sides when you're ready. Inhale to all fours, exhale up to down dog. I'm going to move in and out of crouch here just to warm the legs. So I want you to bend the legs, take the bottom back, and then push the tailbone up, press the heels away. So lift heels, bend, push back, rather than letting the bottom down, push back, and then tailbone up, press away. Let's do one more. So from here, we're going to come into a sun salutation. We're starting and finishing it here. So let's inhale and roll forward to plank. And then I want you to put your knees down. Relax your toes. Lower through your arms. Lay your body down. Roll the shoulders back and hold a baby cobra. And then curl the toes and push back to down dog. From here, crouch again. Step the leg closest to me forward. See if you can get it in between the legs, or you can hands, or you can pick it up and bring it forward. Back knee drops. Breathe in, turn to me. Breathe out, hands come down and step in. Inhale and rise, roll all the way up. Exhale, roll all the way back down. That front leg steps back to a long lunge and you push back to down dog. Now every time we get to down dog, we're going to walk through the feet now. So if you need to rest your wrists while I'm walking through the feet here, you could drop to your knees for a moment. So let's start again, round two. Inhale and travel forward, knees down, or you could stay on your feet. Exhale and lower. Lift to low cobra or lift to up dog. Knees can be down or off. Push back to down dog. Crouch, step your other leg furthest away forward. Back knee down. Inhale, turn away from me. Exhale, hands down, step in. Breathe in and rise. Breathe out and lower. Right leg steps, back leg furthest away from me, steps back, and we push back to down dog. So again, walking through the feet, your option to rest. We're just going to do one more each side. So inhale, flow forward, exhale. Breathe in, push to up dog, breathe out. Crouch, leg closest to me, steps forward. Turn to me. Now notice my back knee's off this time. There's your option. Hands down, step in. Breathe in, arise. Breathe out. Leg closest to me, steps back. Chest lifts. Push back to down dog. Walk through the feet. Last time, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Back leg steps forward, turn away. Hands down, step in. Breathe in and rise. Breathe out and lower. Leg furthest away, steps back, and we push back to down dog. I want us to take a rest, to come down to the knees and push back to child's pose. Take a couple of breaths in and out. I'm having a cheeky cup of tea this morning. Now, we're going to take a twisting down dog. You've got the option to stay here and twist in child's pose. And we were there in the warm-up, so let's take that first. So the arm furthest away from me comes through. And if you choose to stay here, I want you to work on what happens with this hand here. I want you to push that hand so you can slide further forward. So you get a lovely stretch and twist through the spine. Otherwise, if you want to take the harder option, you push up to down dog. Walk your feet in a touch so that your heels are quite close to the ground. Really lengthen through the spine. And then the arm that's furthest away comes through, either to thigh, calf or foot. And there's your twist. And then you pull with one arm and you press with the other. So you're trying to bring yourself through more and more. Breathe. And then release, come back down to the knees, push back. So then let's take the other arm through, so you turn away from me and twist. And you know you've got your option then to stay here and work on developing this twist, or pushing up and back to down dog. Then we take our twist in down dog, so we pull and we turn. Breathing it in and out through the nose. Come back to down dog. Everyone join me here. And then walk the feet into the hands. Just hang here for a moment in forward fold. You might even want to hold your elbows. And then rolling up through the spine. Taking a big breath, and let's hold our baby back bend here. So chest lifts. Inhale, hands to the heart center and come and face front. Take your left foot and come to Vrksasana tree pose. The heel to ankle, foot to shin, or you can either take the leg and bring it, I can't even show you, bring it up here to your thigh, and you can hold there. It does affect that a little bit, what trousers you're wearing. Finding your tree pose, then taking your eye gaze away from me, eye gaze down. Strengthening that standing leg, opening the other knee. Then if you feel ready, lifting the arms. We're just going to open the arms wide so the palms are up. And then if you can, you're going to turn away from your bent leg. So you're turning towards your right. Just a touch. Hips stay facing forward. And we step down. Hands come back to the heart center. Let's change legs. Finding the breath, softening the face. When you're ready, lifting the arms. Opening the arms, relaxing your shoulders. And if and when you can, turning away from the bent leg. And stepping down. So coming and stepping wide now. I'm going to change my angle a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so turning the right foot out and coming into triangle or trikonasana. So arms wide, straightening the legs as much as you can, and let's reach and find our triangle pose. Let's pull up through the thighs and let's reach this arm up and back. Breathing in and out through the nose, looking up if you want to. Now, we've got a couple more balances coming up. I'm going to take you straight into them. I think. So, just make sure you're near a wall if you're feeling a bit wobbly today. So let's breathe in and lift the arms. And then soften this leg. We're coming into floating half moon. So we're going to see if we can take this left leg off the ground. Keep this right foot turned out and lift that left leg off. Now I want you to see if you can bring your arms back to where they were in your triangle pose. Now this isn't the challenge. The challenge is to level your hips completely so that you come to warrior 3 or aeroplane. So I want you to take that left hip, bring it towards me, and bring your arms wide. Get your hips perfectly level if you can, so you're in aeroplane. And if you're still there, stay there. One more breath if you can, and then step that foot back. How did you do? Back heel comes off. We come to a standing lunge. I want you to clasp your hands behind you. Draw them back and draw them down. And see, anyone I think I've been drinking, if you can straighten that back leg. Really squeeze your shoulder blades. I was thinking how well I did in my balance, and then I fell over in lunge. So inhale, exhale, deepen that front leg. Okay, hands come to thigh, back heel comes down, and bring it in a bit. Now rotate the hips forward again and walk yourself down to pyramid pose. Now, I want you to lift your back heel and bend your front leg enough to bring your hands to the ground. So some of you won't have to bend the front leg at all, but others will. Rotate the back hip in a bit more, and in fact, you could turn that foot to face forward. Then I want you to see if you can lift your right arm, but keep looking down, and then see if you can straighten that right leg. So that's what it is now, a stretch for the front leg. So really lengthen. Ooh. The more you turn, the deeper the stretch you'll feel, but keep looking down. And then hands down, soften your front leg. Walk yourself all the way around to the front. And then roll up. Turning the left foot out. Just take a moment. Breathe in, arms lift. Breathe out. And return to your triangle pose. So again, pulling up, thigh away from knee, reaching, and just holding here for a couple of breaths. So now coming into our two balances, softening the knee, lifting the arms initially, inching that back leg off, seeing if you can bring those arms back to where they were. Now keep the eye gaze down, hold, then see if you can gradually bring your right arm to me, your right hip to me. So tip, keep tipping till you find aeroplane. Can you get your hips really level so you'll feel that in your bottom? One more breath, and then step back. Back heel lifts, we find lunge, we clasp the hands, draw the hands down. So you can get your palms a bit closer together this time. Lower into your lunge. Chest lifts. Lift that back knee too. Hands to thigh, back foot comes in a little. Tip forward to your pyramid position, that's it. And then lift the back heel, soften back knee enough to bring hands down. Now you can rotate that back hip if you're a little stiff in your hips, otherwise you can stay there. Then we're going to lift the left arm. I want to see if we can straighten the left leg and breathe. One more breath and then rest. Walk your hands back to the center. Ooh. Stay here and bend your right leg. Now if you want to, you could lift your heel, and some of you will be able to drop right back on your haunches here, so really bend this right leg. Otherwise stay here, feel that lovely stretch there. And then walk yourself across. Just check the knee goes in line with the toe. You can turn that foot out if you want. And come down. We're going to do these again, so we shift across. You might find this time you can come a bit lower. You could always be here, and you could always have that foot down. Shift across again. Last time. And then come and take a seat. Come and lay back, ease yourself back, and bring your knees into your chest. So I hope you felt some challenges in all of that. Let's just give a little bit of a stretch into this bottom area. So bringing one foot across your knee, picking the legs up. If you can push this knee out a bit, not so much with your hand, but maybe using the muscle to open, then coming back in. And if you can't get much of a stretch here, you've always got the option to sit up and deepen it there. Let's roll back down, bring the knees in. And then set up the other side. A little bit of flexion in the foot's good here too. So you can stay here or you can sit up like you did before. I'll stay here this time. So then hopefully I've kept everyone company at some point. And knees in, come and lay down. Stretch one leg long and hold the other knee in. Then you're going to take this knee with your opposite hand and bring it across to your opposite shoulder. You're looking for a stretch in the middle of the bottom cheek here. So play around with it. Don't roll off too much, but play around with it enough to find your place, your stretch. You'll know when you've got it, and sometimes you get it more on one side than the other. When you're ready, change legs. Knees come in, and we're coming to our completion of our class. So finding a position for you, whether you want to lay down or sit up, just to finish off. So sitting tall if you are seated, however you want your legs is fine, or laying down and just noticing the body and how it feels. Breathing into any places that aren't fully relaxed. Closing eyes, coming back to the sound of the breath once more. Notice how much slower the breath is now. How much more ready the body is to slow down. Just keep focusing on that gentle sound as the breath comes in and the breath goes out. Take a couple of big breaths in now. Really exaggerate your breath. Belly rises and falls. And move the body a little bit. Let's open and close the eyes a few times. You could cover them with your hands if your hands are warm. And then if you're laying down, come onto your side and come and sit with me. Let's clasp our hands. Let's push our hands up. See if you can then drop the shoulders. We're just going to take a side bend here. Don't go too far. Come back to the center. Let's go the other way. We come over and back to the center. We do one more. They feel really nice. And center. Just pick those shoulders up and let them go. I hope you have a good day. Keep well and stay.